My wife shares my big PP with my college crush, and I've never been happier. A decade ago, I went skinny dipping with a couple of friends on a warm summer night. I left that evening with the distinct impression that my friend Jane had been captivated with the size of my PP. We have been good friends before and since, but have always been in relationships with other people. Nothing has ever happened between us. It is of note, however, that in the last decade she has brought up the size of my PP twice. Once, she mentioned that it was big in passing. Another time more recently, and much more publicly, she drunkenly orated about our skinny dipping experience, and my PP's generous size, in front of a group of friends, including my wife. It was a strange personal detail to have out in the open, but I'd be lying if I said that it wasn't a bit of a thrill. Luckily, my wife found it hot that Jane had told everyone about my size, saying that it proved that Jane had been fantasizing about my big PP all this time. This past weekend, my wife and I had some friends over to the house. It was us, Jane, who had recently separated from her husband, and one other couple. We had a lovely evening, discussing the separation, life, and old times. Around 11, the couple decided to pack it in and go home. My wife asked Jane if she'd be heading out too or if we should open another bottle of wine. Jane said she'd stay a bit longer. My wife got another bottle from the kitchen, topped up all our glasses, and sat back down. We continued the conversation from before, but eventually Jane went quiet. We asked what was on her mind, and she spoke. "I wanted to apologize for the last time when we were all together," said Jane, "when I brought up the skinny dipping and had everyone talking about your junk. I shouldn't have done that." I waved her off. "Jane, it's all right," said my wife. "You don't need to say another word." Jane's face softened. "That's such a relief," she said. "I've been thinking about it a lot." There was silence for a moment. I knew what Jane had meant. But my wife had heard the setup for a joke. "Oh, you've been thinking of my husband's PP a lot?" she said. I couldn't believe she went there. Jane looked flustered. No, that's not what I meant," she said as she went flush. "I mean, it's been 10 years, I couldn't even picture it if I tried. I really just remember it was big. I don't know what I'm trying to say." She was digging herself into a hole. My wife laughed. "No fair, huh?" teased my wife. "All this fuss and you've never even really seen the thing." We let out a collective chuckle, and reached for our wine. There was tension in the air, and it was getting to me. I was in my living room with two incredible women whom I cared for very much, who happened to be discussing my PP. I could feel the blood starting to work its way into the subject of their discussion. I shifted in my chair. Should we change the subject?